In this session, I am going to explain you what is virus, what are its different types, and how it can harm your computer. What is a computer virus? A computer virus is an executable program that, when run by someone, infects or attaches itself to other executable code in a computer in effort to reproduce itself. A virus must meet two criteria. It must execute itself. It must replicate itself. What can a virus do to a computer? Some viruses are programmed to damage the computer by damaging programs, deleting files, or reformatting the hard disk. Others are not designed to do any damage, but simply to attach itself to a file and reproduce itself to spread from one file to another. Can destroy data, display irritating messages, or disrupt computer operations in some other way. Even these viruses can create problems for the computer user. They typically take up computer memory used by legitimate programs. As a result, they often cause erratic behavior and can result in system crashes. In addition, many viruses are bug-ridden or poorly programmed, and these bugs may lead to system crashes and data loss. Types of infections. There are some types of infections that computer viruses do with your data or your computer. These are viruses, worms, and trojans. Now we move to the types of viruses. Types of viruses: file infector viruses, boot sector viruses, master boot record viruses, multipartite viruses, macro viruses, Trojan horse, virus hoax, adware, spyware. File infector viruses. File infector viruses infect program files. These viruses normally infect executable code, program files, such as .com and .exe files. They can infect other files when an infected program is run from a floppy, hard drive, or from the network. Many of these viruses are memory resident. After memory becomes infected, any non-infected program that runs becomes infected. Examples of known file infector viruses include Jerusalem and Cascade. The second type of virus are boot sector viruses. Boot sector viruses infect the system area of a disk, that is, the boot record on floppy disks and hard disks. All floppy disks and hard disks, including disks containing any data, contain a small program in the boot record that is run when the computer starts up. Boot sector viruses attach themselves to this part of the disk and activate when the user attempts to start up from the infected disk. These viruses are always memory resident in nature. The third type of viruses are master boot record viruses. Master boot record viruses are memory resident viruses that infect disks in the same manner as boot sector viruses. The difference between these two virus types is where the viral code is located. Master boot record infectors normally save a legitimate copy of the master boot record in a different location. The four types of viruses are multipartite viruses. Multipartite, also known as polypartite viruses, infect both boot records and program files. These are particularly difficult to repair. If the boot area is cleaned, but the files are not, the boot area will be reinfected. The same holds true for cleaning infected files. If the virus is not removed from the boot area, any files that you have cleaned will be reinfected. Examples of multipartite viruses include 1/2, Emperor, Anthrax, and Tequila. The fifth type of viruses are macroviruses. These types of viruses infect data files. They are the most common and have cost corporations the most money and time trying to repair. Similarly, worm is also a type of virus. Worms are programs that replicate themselves from system to system without the use of a host file. That is, in contrast to viruses, which requires the spreading of an infected host file. Although worms generally exist inside of other files, often Word or Excel documents, there is a difference between how worms and viruses use the host file. Usually, the worm will release a document that already has the worm macro inside the document. The entire document will travel from computer to computer so that the entire document should be considered the worm. For example, iWorm happy replicates using electronic mail. When one user affected by this worm sends an email, it spreads to other systems. Pretty Park worm is a particularly prevalent example. Now I tell you what a Trojan horse is. Trojans are programs that gain access to a computer claiming a fake functionality, generating unwanted side effects. Trojans usually enter a computer wrapped within some program or message accessed by the user. For example, backdoor Trojans once launched enable the host system to be controlled remotely without the user knowing about it. Simple Trojans damage the system upon launching or when a condition is activated. These are also known as logic bombs. PW Steel Trojan is a Trojan. Virus hoax. Virus hoaxes are messages, almost always sent by email, that amount to little more than chain letters. Some of the common phrases used in these hoaxes are: if you receive an email titled "Email virus hoax name here," do not open it. Delete it immediately. It contains the hostname virus. It will delete everything on your hard drive, and extreme and improbable danger specified here. The virus was announced today by reputable organization name here. Forward this warning to everyone you know. Most virus hoax warnings do not deviate far from this pattern. Adware is a program that has a secret purpose: to secretly gather personal information about you, such as surfing habits, and send it back to another computer. Most adware programs are the tools of unscrupulous advertisers gathering information about you. Adware programs are often downloaded from websites, typically in shareware or freeware. Email messages and instant messengers. Some appear to be and might be genuine programs, and the user might unknowingly activate adware by accepting an end-user license agreement from a software program that incorporates a hidden adware program. Spyware. Spyware are programs that are standalone programs used to secretly monitor the activity on a computer. These may be used to detect passwords or other secret information, such as banking details, and sending them back to another computer. Spyware programs can be downloaded from websites, typically in shareware or freeware, email messages, and instant messengers. Some appear to be and might be genuine programs, and the user might unknowingly activate spyware by accepting an end-user license agreement from a software program that incorporates a hidden spyware program.